Hey, good evening there, Sweet Peas. Basic Prepper Mom Myra. So I did a video over the weekend. Actually, I did it Saturday night, I believe. No, it was Sunday. Saturday night, I believe. In the parking lot of a grocery store because I needed some at like 9:30 at night because I needed some peanut M&Ms and because it was a rough day. But it kind of was long and drawn out. I'm like, I'm not going to post that because it's just bore you guys. But I did want to say, sometimes this preparedness, homesteading kind of life sucks. It really, really sucks. It does. Saturday was a rough day. I'm not going to lie. Had a bit of a meltdown. Kind of threw a tantrum. Got a hold of myself. Came back and got stuff done. But it was a realization that I'm not as young as I used to be. And we had a situation where, unfortunately, with all the rain, so in my area, we had a ton of rain. We had a lot of flooding. Actually, my county is one of the disaster counties for flooding. So a lot of flooding, but we also had severe high winds. Well, unfortunately, we thought our feed and our hay were pretty battened down, but that was not the case. And it just, where we had them stored, it just could not stand up to the massive rain and wind that we had. Unfortunately, some of it got wet. It ended up molding, so feed prices are extremely high. So it was a lot of money that just basically went down the drain. That I was just irritated. So we had to move all of our feed into a totally, completely different area, which I was not planning on doing. And it was very overwhelming because that was not in my plan. And I already knew that I had a ton of stuff that I had to do and continuing to prepare and everything else. And we had rain that was coming back in on Sunday. So I just kind of had this frantic, I don't have time to deal with this. Like, this was not on my schedule to deal with. This was all supposed to be okay and dealt with. And I had other stuff that I had to deal with that just got pushed to the side. So had a bit of a meltdown, but I'm okay. Came back, things were okay. You know, hubby was outside trying to fix stuff. One of the roof on our goat house, completely flipped up and broke, and because of the wind, and it was just, yeah. So he was working on that, and I was moving feed and hauling, you know, bags of feed and bales of hay and everything else and barrels of feed, and I wasn't feeling good anyway. Ended up with a major sinus infection and on antibiotics. It's just kind of, it was a perfect storm of a crappy day. And that is homesteading, preparedness type life, is you have crappy days. And if you have livestock, you have probably more crappy days than you have good days. But, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a meltdown moment of, why am I doing this? What is the point? Is it worth it? Why am I killing myself? Why am I putting myself through this? For what? Is there really going to be a situation where we are going to need the stores that I have stocked up, whether it's food, whether it's first aid, whatever the situation? Is there really going to come a time where my family and I are going to need this to survive? Is there really going to come a time that this is going to be useful, that we can actually put this into play, so to speak? And I really had that moment of, I just want to give everything away, sell everything off, and just be done. I don't want to do this anymore. I am exhausted. I am tired. I don't feel good. I don't have the strength that I used to. I'm not as young as I used to. And it was a very difficult moment for me, because at that moment, I really just wanted to say, screw it all. We're done. I don't care. Fend for yourself. Good luck, and may the force be with you. But of course, that lasted for a very short period of time, and I kind of came back to my senses. But I think the important takeaway from this is that we all struggle, and we all have times where it sucks, and we all have times where we think that we're not doing enough, or we have times where we question ourselves and go, why am I doing this? What is the point? And we have to trust that there's a reason. We have to trust that if you're on this path, and if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, if you're doing anything that either myself or other people like me out there that are like-minded, if you're in that mindset that you are willing to step up and do this, and you really truly believe that this is what you're supposed to do, then chances are this is what you're supposed to do. If your gut is telling you to do this, then you're right, you're correct. If your gut is telling you, or your whatever is telling you that this is the right direction for you and your family, then go with that. If your gut tells you that you need to start stocking up more on this than this, then listen to that. You have to listen to yourself, because I can't come on here and tell you, and nobody else can come on here and tell you what you should and should not be doing for your family. We can make suggestions. We can say, hey, in my life, this is what works and this is what doesn't. Or in my life, or in my area, or in my climate, whatever, this is what's going to be best. But none of us can tell you what is best for you and your family. You have to decide that. And if you decide that this is not the life for you, if you decide that this is not something that you want to do, then that's right for you. And nobody should discount that. Nobody should say otherwise. If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. But we all struggle. We all just go, oh my gosh, why? Now, me personally, yeah, I might say I'm gonna sell everything off and be done, but in the back of my mind, in my heart, I know that this is the right thing to do. I know that we need to prepare and stock for something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I do think that we need to continue to stock, and we need to continue to do what we do. And also, just to let you guys know, I actually have a Patreon channel I started, because there's some things that I really would like to talk about, but I can't talk about it on here, so I'm hoping I can talk about it on Patreon. But it's under, if you go to Patreon, it's still it's still Basic Prepper Mom Myra on Patreon as well. So I haven't posted anything yet. I do have a couple of videos that I need to finish. I did one, I'm just not happy with the way it turned out, so I'm going to redo that. But I'm going to be talking about more protection things. Let's just say that. I'm so careful on what I say on here. Protection things, and just kind of a little bit about my background and my family, just a little bit more. But like I said, I do have a Patreon channel, so check it out. But if you're struggling right now, know that you're not alone. Keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, keep doing what you have to do in order to do what's best for your family. But you are the only people that can decide what's best. We're here to give you suggestions, kind of comment, help you out as much as possible, but you have to decide what's right, and you have to keep moving forward. That's what I believe for myself and my family, even though we struggle at times. So once again, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. Keep pushing forward, keep doing what you need to do, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing day, and I will talk to you soon, and I will see you over on Patreon as well. Have a great day.